Hey y'all, welcome in. Sorry we're late. I didn't get out of the office until late. Y'all could share, repost. Like, hey little Philly girl, how are you? Please and thank you. Hey Birdie, hey Rochester. Hello Cindy. Hey Hope. Hello MAGA girl. Hey Chief. Amanda, Lazy Days. Hello everybody, welcome in. Tap and share please. Don't forget to repost. Birdie Bass, hello. Hello Kevin, how are you? Hello, Hobo. Hey, Fern. Berries, what the hell? Hey, y'all, welcome in. Sorry, we're late. Late to hit the office. Hey, T, how are you? Hey, Birdie.
Hi, friend.
How are you?
I'm good. Hope you're well.
I'm good. I'm glad tomorrow's Friday because today was rough.
Same, friend.
Berries, berries, berries. Tap and share, y'all, please and thank you. Cleaning, ew, no, that can't be me. Not today, anyways. Hello, Melody Rose. Rough and busy. Yes, it was a terrible day at the office today. Don't forget to repost, y'all. Share it out. Hey, Andrea. We need to fix these boxes, Birdie. There we go. How are you doing, Andrea? She was in an awareness live? That's crazy. She loves to talk about other scammers, though. Hey, Truth, how are you? We're just waiting for everybody to get in here. Hey, perfectly imperfect, how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. Hello, Cleavage. Hey, Guy. Hello, Ladybug. Your favorite Thursday night show. Well, I'm glad we could entertain you. I'm doing really well. How are you? What's the matter, Fallon? Hey, Mega Girl. Yeah, we try to go every Tuesday and Thursday. Sometimes it's just, I didn't even know you were in the hospital. I missed a whole chapter, I guess. It's been a rough week at work. We're just waiting on Fallon. Some more mods to get in here. Okay, that'll be great. Yeah, obviously we can see you. Fallon is here.
You have no idea how scared I just got.
when I was clicking the little people button, it would not let me up. Thank you,
Hey,
Birdie.
Natalia.
I got
Having my back. I got scared.
We're gonna get you up here one way or another, okay?
Hey, Bowhunter, how are you? Hello, Kim. Hey, Ambulant, how are you? Fighter, you'll have to message me. Because I had no idea. We have a lot to cover tonight, y'all. Hey, just me. We're just waiting on Amber. Where's Amber? Oh, thank you for supporting us. We really appreciate it.
I'm sorry if I missed y'all saying hi. I want to say hi to everybody. I'm trying to
Hey,
get my notebook
Reed,
ready.
how are you? Hello, Morgan.
So I'm sorry.
Tap and share, y'all, please.
Did Glamorous Grammy get
Hey,
invited
Bob.
too?
Who?
Glamorous Grammy, Becky's mod. Did she get invited too, or just Becky?
Just Becky, but Becky blocked the person that messaged her.
Okay.
Becky's not going to come in here.
Well, it's not so much Becky that I want. I want Glamorous Grammy. I got questions.
We're going to do things a little bit different tonight, anyways, since my account keeps getting attacked and I just about lost it. So we are definitely going to block and mute tonight, y'all. I'm done playing. So come correct or don't come at all.
Boom. Does that mean I have to behave? Cause damn.
I really don't want to lose my main. I mean, I have a backup, but damn, I get tired of starting over.
All right, Birdie, that means you got to have your finger on the mute button. If I get a little rowdy.
I was about to say, wait a minute, do I get to block tonight? Like, what?
Amy, only if people are acting crazy. Usually we don't have a problem, but you never know. Okay, Randy, that's fine. Thanks for coming in. It is an AI, but it's the stuff that's happening when I'm not live. I just got off an 8-day ban today. It's 6:41 p.m.
We're here to Wreck-It Ralph at 7:41 p.m.
I don't know why we always get banana, but it's whatever. We appreciate that, Ambulant. Well, I guess we're just going to go ahead and get started. Remember, mods, try to greet people when they come in so everybody feels seen. Be cordial, be kind, but block and mute if you have to. Use your own judgment. But I guess with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started because we're already late.
Okay.
Hey,
Birdie,
Jennifer.
whatever you want to put up is you're in control, Miss Executive Producer.
Just throw some shit up, Birdie. Oh, go Lord.
Damn.
We're just going to go right out the gate.
We're just gonna dive in.
Laura, there you are.
She went in both feet. Okay. We're going back in time, folks. This is Alora, known as Boogie,
Hey, Jennifer.
1917. She used to be known as Double. Wait.
Yeah, you're right. Go ahead.
Double Chalupa.
Double stack chalupa.
Double stack chalupa. I'm so sorry. Yes.
It's on the screenshot, Fallon.
I don't have my contacts in.
Lord.
You know what?
He's gonna test my inner gangster tonight.
It'll be all right. Now, I know that you guys hear us speak
Oh my
about
goodness.
the same pillars of scamming. But we've moved into where some people are not understanding when we're talking to them in DMs or we're trying to have conversations about this is not hard times that they're coming across. You're going to see several names tonight where they're coming on under the premise of I'm just here to vent. I'm just here to talk to my friends. I'm just here to come and get it off my soul.
Yes.
And they're not doing anything. That is stolen sympathy. That is bullshit. That is manipulation. And in Alora's case, she has done so many horrible things, unspeakable things. She uses the R word. She is awful to those kiddos. She is talking about how she's better than everybody else because she married a Native American and she married into the money. Well, there's so many times that she's lying about the things about her and Brandon that all she does is lie.
I'm not even so sure that she still has her kids because a couple years ago she actually lost them. I remember she was live while it happened.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, her kids were taken from her, unfortunately. I mean, I don't wish that upon any mom, but it did happen. She was live when it happened. Hey, Blast.
The important thing is that there were several live streams now that she's been live, but she started begging again. And I want to use the operative word here, again, because there's always, just based off the bad behavior that she exhibits, but now she's going back into that I'm in a hotel, I need this, I need that, and she's begging for people's money while being horrible. She's just horrible. I cannot, guys, typing her name into the top of the TikTok search bar yields so many videos about her. Use those hashtags, screenshot it so you have it. She also has the Reddit. When you go to the Reddit, there is trigger warnings because of what you'll see, the things that she's done. They can come on here and say all the beautiful, shiny words that they want. I've changed, I've done this. And you'll see others that we speak about tonight that I apologized for that. But when you apologize and you don't change your behavior, that's manipulation. And that's the crux of everything that goes on here in Beg Talk. They want you to forget the things that they've done so they can get that quick buck. And it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's somebody that's begging for $10 just to get their next fix or if they're begging for $10,000. Oh, I've changed. I deserve this. I've just fell on hard times. I need to vent. And then they start acting like they're interested in resources. Like you'll see later on tonight when we start talking about someone who says, oh, I'm looking at all the resources. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Why weren't you doing it all along?
So maybe we should start with a little of Alora's backstory because she was actually living in a camper. Isn't she in a hotel now?
Mm-hmm.
Or begging from a car, or dry begging, I shouldn't say begging. But she was actually staying in a camper with her, I don't know if it's her husband or her boyfriend and her kids. And she was begging every day. So it's not like she's not a new beggar. You guys need to understand that. She's been here for a long time. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm glad that you jump in because I want everyone to understand that there's so much content out there on her that she's not new. I got a little bit concerned when there were some of the newer streamers that came across her and were like, oh, she's a new one and she's awful. She's an old one and she's awful. And, we don't talk on kids. Kids are off limits. But guys, I need you to know that those little kids, when she did have possession of them, were always, my teeth hurt, my tummy hurts, my foot hurts. Either they were begging for attention or those kids were hungry. They were hurting. They were sick. And she didn't give a damn.
No, her and her boyfriend, husband, I can't remember if it's her husband or boyfriend, but they would fight constantly in front of the children. It was awful. It was a very hard watch. We just got our first violation. It was a very hard watch to see how those kids were treated when in that little bitty camper that she just sat there and did nothing all day long but be on live.
All day long, y'all, all day long. So when you are messaging people on the back end, if you were to scroll in there, tell them kindly to do their research, let them know what type of person she is. Sometimes the videos speak for themselves. And if they have trouble finding something, tell them that you'll send it to them. But most importantly, thank them for their time for even opening the messages, because it's so hard sometimes whenever their messages go to message request and sit there for days after they've already given these people money.
Yeah, Laura used to be a beggar that was on every single day from the morning until the night, crying, screaming. She was doing everything but paying attention to her children, honestly. The kids were neglected, very neglected. I remember, her and her husband fighting and her saying she's leaving to get money. I mean, she would use anything to get money from people.
Including, I don't care about my haters. I don't care what the T pages say. Let them talk, because they're using anything that they can to be able to get money out of people, because I think it's just ingrained in them. It is, she does not give a damn about anything other than getting money so she can get what she wants. The theme tonight will be the easy access to research for these old time beggars. And when you think that you've seen somebody, but you're not too sure, type in their current screen name, and people that are already streaming or have already picked up on that they're back will use the hashtags to be able to help you find and navigate who they used to be. Double stacked chalupa. Those hashtags will still go on some of the videos with her Boogie 1917. And then you go to the Reddit, and then we'll always let you know that there's a name change. The most important thing tonight is doing your research, so you know when someone comes to you and says, hey, I found a new one and she's vile, you can say, hey, there's several creators out there from back in the day that covered her. Here's the hashtags. Here's where you can go and find that information. Okay, Birdie, next one.
Yeah, it's important to know, like Penny Fairy just said, he got claustrophobia when he watched her in the camper. It wasn't a big camper, it was very small. And I think she has 3 children.
3.
And they were just all stuffed in there. It was crazy to watch, and the poor children were just running amok while she was online begging and getting sympathy and doing anything and everything she could do to get money. Oh gosh, not Dawn. Lord have mercy.
We have Dawn. Isn't it 9 GoFundMe stone now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
GoFundMe. And it
The
doesn't
ninth
roll
one
off
was
the
just
tongue.
made.
Yes. And I've thought about it. You know, I was like, maybe we can make it like Dawn Nueve Stone. But it doesn't, it just, Dawn 9 GoFundMe Stone just doesn't roll off like the 8 GoFundMe. So, Dawn, you messed that up. But yes, she's created her 9th GoFundMe. And she's on late at night. And she has found a group of women that coddle her, and she even conned someone into paying for a storage unit for her. And she was so happy. it was like she had gotten something over on someone. But when the ladies in the boxes were telling her, don't be telling them your next move, don't mention it, Dawn, it kind of frustrated her a little bit. And when we talk about reading the room, she got a little frustrated because that's where Dawn's niche is. She likes to whine and cry and complain and talk about, and I'm using air quotes, she's venting. Because she wants someone to come into that chat, like the person who paid for the storage unit, and feel sorry for her because poor pitiful Dawn, she's such a good person. She gives back to the community and she's just so put upon that they think they owe her something. The second theme to it is the research, and then the second part will be the amount of emotional manipulation used. They're not coming on here to vent. They're not coming on here to talk to their friends about the crappy day that they had. They're not coming on here to truly get resources. So when she starts this whole, I'm just, 211 doesn't have anything, and I tried to call this, and then she puts her green screen up, and she's got all these numbers that she's trying to call based off of Google. Dawn knows all about resources. August 2025, she got up in a box and was talking about how she ran into a tough spot and she was so glad that these resources were available. She knows how to use these resources. September 11th at 2 p.m., she got up in Detroit Nike's box trying to help him get a bottle of Patron. She's in Maggie's chat, enabling her. And then she made the mistake and she came over to an awareness live and got up in a box and was talking about Bree and Ty, how she had contacted the hotel manager and she knew something that we didn't because she had an inside source. Quickly, she was shut down because, see, that's not about awareness. We don't care where they're at. We care about the behavior in which they are exhibiting, taking advantage of people for their money. So when Dawn is over in her box and she's talking to these ladies about how she's got haters and people watching her and she's blocking everybody and she doesn't care what they have to say and that she apologized for the one time she messed up, it's all BS. Because she was that bully. She had no problem going to somebody that she deemed as a beggar and a scammer and calling hotels in which awareness does not do. We don't care where they are. We don't care where they work, as long as they have a job and get off their butts from laying on the hotel bed and trying to stick their face in the camera, begging for other people's money. We want them to work. Why would we call their job? Why would we call their hotel? So, Dawn, you're that bully. And I'm sure it disappointed you whenever you got booted out of the box to tell you, no, we don't do that over here. You're in the wrong place for that. But when you come on here and you cry about all the things that you need to do and you just don't have the time, you should have been off your butt doing it long ago.
It's Crying Christy. Crying Christy's sister. If anybody knows who she is, then you'll understand the reference. Yeah, Dawn's not new to begging. Dawn's been begging for many, many years. She'll go away for a little bit and then she'll come back with this elaborate story like she did this time, where she's $29,000 in debt. It's always something with her.
Always. The amount of enabling going on over there, though, is wild to me because there were 3, but now there's 2 moderators that she has that are over here that are watching Jordan Paul every morning. Kat, Lori, and then Hannah Panda.
Not Hannah Panda.
I'm not sure where we ventured into this double agent thing. It used to be a one off where people would go in and say, "Oh, I've got inside information. Ha ha ha." They think I'm being friends with them, and they're planning on going live at 7, and or they have a Cash App, and here's what it is, but they're trying to hide it from us so we can't report it. There's no reason anybody needs to go and befriend anybody and do anything deceptive to get information to bring back to camp. That begets all kinds of problems because, first of all, I don't care about the information to gatekeep it. If I find out something, I'm going to put a video out and I'm going to talk about it in any box I get into because that's for the community to push out. That's the awareness part of the aspect of the community. So I don't need to go and be friends with anybody to get inside information, to gatekeep it, so I'm the only one sitting at the top of this hill and you guys have to come through me for it. Why am I in this doing this on my free time if I'm going to gatekeep? So somehow we ventured into this thing where your awareness, but we want to gatekeep and we want to be the owners of this information. There's a lot of information out on Dawn. Those hashtags, if you can screenshot it, keep it close to you so you know that when you see her on or you see somebody asking, is she new? Her name is Amazing Mom Kathy. Her name was Lady 21 or Butterfly.
And I'm assuming that she'll be on more now that she's being, evicted.
Yes.
Actively evicted. Again. So watch for her. She'll be going live as much as possible.
And when you're messaging her moderators and you're messaging the ones that you see in the awareness side of things and you message them, don't be mean. You don't have to be. They're already doing something wrong. The ones who don't know and are just taken in by Dawn and her emotional manipulation, you have to be kind to them because they're looking for what she's told them. They're bullying me. We're not bullying you because the thing is, Dawn, is truth is not bullying. Our job is to put the reflection of the mirror back on you. Your bad behavior is telling on you all together. We don't have to make anything up like you do, Dawn. You lie and you create situations to where you've put yourself in because you don't get off your butt and do what you have to do for your own life. And now you've run into something where your feet are being held to the fire and people aren't going to put up with your BS anymore. And it's time to grow up.
Yeah, she was not happy when we found out she was live and we went in there and started telling people the truth because she had a huge crowd and a lot of people were in there giving her sympathy. Oh, this damn train.
All you have to do is listen. Dawn tells on herself. She talks about how I did one thing one time, and I apologized for it. No, Dawn. You didn't take accountability. Because even Amber wrote in the chat to her, so did you pay people back? Did you set up a payment plan? Did you personally make amends with these people? And I don't understand how she could possibly even think she took accountability with as many people as she hurt with the hundreds of people she scammed over the years.
Yeah, hundreds of people, thousands of dollars. And she's not really a beggar that comes out and asks. She's a dry beggar, a sympathy beggar.
Mm-hmm.
She'll do anything for sympathy.
So when Amber asked her if she paid anybody back, Amber got blocked. And that's the other thing. I don't understand how people in the chat can see something like that happen and comments start disappearing and nobody's asking questions. That was just a simple question. Why did that get muted? Why did that get blocked? Are you going to answer the question? I think that if I was in a new chat and comments go missing, or somebody's just overlooking the resources or the have you done this or have you tried that, that's a form of reading the room. That's right, Birdie. So when you read the room, the first thing I'm looking for is all the things I can see with somebody's face in the phone. They're laid up, and can I see their hand propped up behind a pillow? Can I see them looking over at their spouse, their fully able-bodied spouse? Looking to see if that Cash App went off. 2 fully grown, able-bodied people staring into a phone and looking at each other, just waiting to hear a notification go off for a PayPal, Chime, Cash App, or Apple Pay.
And I think it's important that people know that Dawn is she's kind of like a hypochondriac. She always thinks there's something wrong with her. I do believe she told everybody that she just had a stroke, in April of last year?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm highly doubting that happened. I would have to see her prove that to know for sure. I don't want to ever downplay anybody's illness or sickness, but Dawn has did this so many times. Just like she said, Ernie had another heart attack. And then he got fired because he had a heart attack. I mean, in what mind does that make any sense?
None. She's talked more about getting boxes and I got to box this up and I got to throw all this away and she's going to have to find a place for her animals. All the things that she's talking about, but no action, which is the whole reason she's in the position that she's in. All talk and no action.
Does she still have animals, though?
Yeah, I heard the cat and there was a dog barking.
Okay, so Cleavage asked, and I was like, I didn't think so because I hadn't heard anything.
And she only touched on that briefly the other night when she was saying how she was, she needed to work herself up to cry. So she's like, I'm going to have to rehome my animals.
She's a whole mess. That's what she is.
Again, her being on the app, she's going to be on late at night. That seemed to be her witching hour, though. Scam Opera found her one day when she got up to get a drink of water and found her begging for a Christmas ham back in November of 2025. So their first instinct, instead of thinking about the things that they're going to do for themselves, she comes to the app. Like many, they come to the app thinking it's an ATM because there's always going to be somebody who was cold, hot, needed a place to stay, hungry, and have a bleeding heart that they're going to treat kindness as weakness. And that's where we come in because we're here to honestly help people any way we can by giving them the knowledge, teaching them how to research someone, teaching them the structure in itself. It doesn't have to be each individual person. It can be just the structure of the dry bag, the structure of the manipulation, the structure of stolen sympathy. When you start to read the room, it gets easier and easier. And it'll start to irritate you more and more when you're looking at somebody staring into the phone and they cut their eyes to the side and they're looking at their spouse waiting to hear that notification for somebody to give them money. And then when you get angry, click on a name and message somebody that you noticed is new in the chat and kindly let them know. They've been doing this for years. Dawn had 9 GoFundMes
And counting,
and counting.
because she's about to be homeless, so I'm sure 10 is on the way. Actually, she held out at 8 for quite a while.
Yeah. Which makes me wonder, was she worried about coming back to the app?
Well, she actually never left the app. I actually watched her in a live saying that she was actually on a whole different side of awareness. And they were talking about scammers and beggars over where she was at. And I was like, oh my gosh, these ladies don't know her at all. So I did say it in her chat. I'm like, y'all do know who she is, right? Because she is actually a scammer and beggar herself. And they couldn't believe it. They had no idea.
Which is what I think about these ladies that are in her boxes now. The realist, Bree, and, those two ladies, I don't think know. But these other two, Kat and Lori, they absolutely know. But continue to mod for her. And they blocked one of my burners because I asked how many resources was she able to get for the day when she called 211. Blocked. And it was oh, sorry.
She actually blocked me the night we had the live about her, but she has now unblocked me. So maybe after tonight I'll be blocked again. I'm not really sure.
So before we move on, this is important to remember the research. Screenshot and use those hashtags. If you're creating videos, use the hashtags so it stays consistent. So when people are looking for something that they need to do with Dawn 9 GoFundMe Stone, it's easily accessible by typing her name in the top of the TikTok search bar and yielding the videos that you created to help as many people as you can. Okay, Birdie.
On to the next disaster. Oh, Lord have mercy. This fool is back.
I want to start off by saying he can go home at any time. His mother spoke and said he can go home at any time. They just want him to get clean and go into a program that will help him.
Yes. But isn't he currently at his grandma's?
He is.
Yeah, exactly. He never had to be homeless. I don't think people understand that. He never had to be out on the streets. He never did. That was what he chose to do. Yes, Tristan's mom is very kind.
Yes.
I haven't seen the stuffed animal, but I haven't watched him either. He's got me blocked everywhere.
For him to come on and stare into that screen and talk about the things that he wants, or I want to get a haircut, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. There is nothing wrong. He's able bodied. I'm not saying that he is not a vulnerable adult, but his arms work, his legs work. He has the stamina to get out and mow lawns, move boxes, bag groceries, and be a productive member of society. He chooses to be a burden because he doesn't want to take accountability for anything that he's done. And you have to go to the Reddit to be able to see the things that he's done that have affected people's lives.
Yeah, Tristan has done some unthinkable things, honestly. Choosing to get behind the wheel of a vehicle and a young lady lost her life because of the choice he made. Yeah, I just couldn't imagine.
I'm getting a call. We're back.
Oh gosh, dang it. Tristan has issues with everybody. I don't, even his own family, and they still choose to tell him he can come back home, but he refuses to get help. He refuses to get clean. If he did all of those things, he would absolutely be able to go back to his mother's house. She said it. She's been in our lives. She's talked about him. He just chooses to live the way he lives. Hello, Camping Girl. He does need to be clean. He's made very poor decisions with his life, and it's not getting any better. Yeah, his mom is very sweet. She's been in here. She's talked about him, and you can tell that it really hurts her heart that he lives the way he lives and does the things he does.
Okay, sorry.
Nope, you're good.
The last thing I want to touch on with Tristan is his enablers see a young man who is on this app and asking for a little help. I just need a little help. And I don't know if they think that they are helping him, but one in particular with Roy Boy. We have talked to Roy Boy so many times over a period of time. He's gotten in a box with us where we have tried to discuss with him, if you really truly want to help him, talk to him, tell him that he needs to be on the straight and narrow. He's hurting people, and someone lost their life because of it. His decisions, because he chooses not to think ahead, are affecting people, his family, and people around him that don't even know him, that lost someone dear to them. So, Roy Boy, when you see him in the chat, remind him, because Roy Boy likes the attention. And we're going to touch a little bit on that later on, is we've got a little crew of enablers who are running around and think it's cute to be enabling the dangerous behavior in which they sit on this app and thumb thug, talking about, oh, y'all need to leave them alone. You're a bully. You're this. You're just jealous. And think that it's fun to play with someone's life. Because make no mistake, those statistics that are out there, whereas 278 people a day who get something bad off the street or too much of it is not peanuts. It's a real statistic in which life is being affected. And it's not just the 278 people's lives that are gone. It's everyone around them. Because it's a brother, a sister, a cousin, a mother, a father, your best friend.
Fallon, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but people are asking, when did that happen with the woman?
I'm not really sure, and I don't want to say a date for sure. I would have to go back and look to make sure, but I can definitely find out and let people know.
Yes. And it's, if you go to the Reddit, Tristan's Pizza in the Reddit, it's there, just trigger warning. If the whole story is there. I'm sure it is. But
The whole story is there.
okay.
Everything's there about what happened and what, you know, why he did supposedly what he did.
Thank you, Birdie. Sorry. I was looking too much at the notebook.
I think it's important that people also know that Tristan does get a check every month.
Yeah.
And he blows it very fast. Yes, there is also a video. Correct. Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
One of the things that's good about when you type the screen names in at the top of the TikTok search bar, is you'll start to see consistent creators. Everybody has like a subject matter that they gravitate towards. You'll see people who cover, Brandon and Brenda, or Tim and Angela, or Boo Bear, or Dawn, and they have their niche. And you'll start to be able to send people to those pages. If you want the subject matter expert for, I just drew a blank, but you always have the resources that you can send the people to go find it. If I need somebody that's going to be covering Black Mamba, I'm going to send them to Tooth Fairy. If I have a Reddit that I can send them to, I'm going to send them to the Reddit. The more information that you arm people with, and the reasons that we do these Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then some pop-ups, is to arm you with the information. So that way, you guys can go and find it if for some reason Checkmate or Birdie or Amber or myself are buried in messages and we haven't been able to get to you in a couple of days. And that way, if you message somebody else and say, hey, I haven't heard from Fallon, I don't know about this person, I saw them the other day, and they've been live every day asking for $25 every day, and now all of a sudden it's $150 and they're getting increasingly worse, then maybe somebody who was here tonight that wasn't here the other day can help say, oh, well, that person was talked about in the live. Let's see if we can go and find it ourselves. But when you start looking at the same structures, the emotional manipulation, the dry begging, reading the room, it doesn't matter which beggar or scammer that it goes with, because the structure is all the same. The circumstances change. Sometimes it's way more outrageous, like we showed you last Thursday with Kimberly Peters. Her structure's all the same. How outrageous she got with her manipulation and her ostentatious behavior and how bad her behavior was, it didn't matter, because at the end of the day, it was all for one thing: your money. Because they don't take ownership with their own money that comes in, that they get paid faithfully every month and don't have to work for. And then they're on here begging for tax-free dollars that we've already paid taxes on, so they can go and have a Kimmy day. That's exactly what Tristan does when he comes on here and he wants your money. He wants what he wants because his money is going towards retribution for the things that he did, for the decisions that he made. Okay, Birdie.
Yeah, I remember the time he come on here and begged for $100 for cologne. And people sent it to him. And then 10 minutes later, he needed money for food.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So this is Hannah Panda. Hannah Panda lies as much now as the people that she enables. Hannah Panda was a moderator for Dawn's 9 GoFundMe Stone. She came into the live when she was invited, and she said we all attacked her. We didn't attack anybody. We don't attack. We give information. She said we blocked her. She said that we told a bunch of lies on her. I made a video showing each lie that she told. She said that she only spoke once in Michelle Lemoore's chat, which was a lie. She spoke several times, but one of the things that she said when she was in his chat was, it's their money. Why do they care what they do with their money? That's good enough for me. That's right, Cindy. She's a super enabler. She said that she never goes in Maggie Foster's chat. I made a video and showed where she went in Maggie Foster's chat and said, "I'll see what I can do, love, no promises." But she said she wasn't there. Hannah Panda goes all the way back to August of 2024 in Kim Peters' lives, saying the same rhetoric. I don't know why they care what you do. They don't have to watch. It's their money. People can do what they want. She's a moderator for Sheena. Mark and Paige, the traveling couple. Jordan Paul. Becky Fortney. And
Don't
she's a
forget
moderator.
Fei Fei.
Oh, yeah, and Fei Fei. Well, I was getting to the best part there. Bree. She was a moderator for Dawn. But with Fei Fei, Hannah Panda sat in awareness lives often, participated over here with us, had several conversations with us. Then, based off of not doing her research like we're talking about tonight, she became a moderator and sent money to the hateful ass Fei Fei. If you go and look at Hannah Panda's page, Hannah has a beautiful page. Fei Fei is against everything that Hannah stands for. And she gave her money and moderated for Fei Fei. All because she didn't do her research. So it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's Maggie. It doesn't matter if it's Becky. It doesn't matter if it's Dawn. It doesn't matter if it's Tristan. Or it doesn't matter if it's any other Joe Blow on the app. If you don't do your research, you are supporting animal neglect, stolen valor. You possibly are enabling someone who hurts women and men. You are supporting DV. You are supporting SA. You are supporting bad behavior with someone as vile as Fei Fei, who runs around the entire app and her real life terrorizing people with her vile words and her hateful demeanor. All Hannah had to do was type in the top of the TikTok search bar Fei Fei's name, and there are creators out there who have caught Fei Fei on hot mic and on recordings like Melody Rose, who can show you she's used these words of hate. She gave her money. She modded for it. Moderators are the biggest enablers, and you're signing off on any behavior that someone does when they're trying to take advantage of kindness. And you can see that the list continues with Hannah Panda. But now Hannah Panda is a liar, because the thing you don't do over here with the awareness community is you don't lie on them when we're loaded down with 2 terabytes of storage of screenshots of things we've been following this community for years. If you want to lie on somebody, you better go pick somebody off the street that probably just got a phone. Not over here, Hannah.
Definitely not over here. I mean, she literally left our live and went over to Dawn's live and told her that she got blocked over here. She never got blocked over here.
Yeah.
I don't even have 10 people blocked on my account. Maybe 10.
And people just eat that stuff up. They're like, oh, you got blocked? Knowing that Checkmate doesn't block. How many times have I come up on here and complained because Checkmate and I don't do things necessarily the same? But we are a part of a team, so we can agree to disagree. Me, you stroll in this chat and you don't deserve to be here? Bye. Blocked. But I can't do that because it's Checkmate's platform. She doesn't block anybody unless you have done something that we have a receipt on that you didn't need to be doing. Then you're blocked. Because Checkmate always says we can't have a conversation if they're blocked, right? So it gets under my skin when I see people in here that are kicking dirt in people's faces who are doing side-eyed stuff, but we're just waiting to get the rest of the story so we can talk to you about it. So one of these days when Jesse Fields actually grows a big enough spine instead of sitting on the outside and recording like you do, hey Jesse, then maybe one day you can come in here and bow up and be a real woman and have a conversation about all the addicted people that you are giving money to that may not be here the next day because of something that they got money from you about, got too much of it, or something bad off the street, and you did that. Like you did Lisa Richard when you gave her money and then you messaged her on Cash App and said, go live and I'll help you because you needed some entertainment. Jesse Fields.
Hey, somebody in the comments said that they think she's a mod for Deb the Pet Lady, so you might want to put that in your notebook too.
Absolutely.
I don't watch Deb the Pet Lady, so I wouldn't know, but that's interesting because she is as vile as they are.
Thank you for that, y'all.
I think that was Rochester that said that.
Okay, thank you.
Navy Life sent money to Cake last night. I'm not surprised. She passes money out like she's passing out candy to trick-or-treaters.
It's a shame. Especially when I asked somebody for the screenshot of Cake smoking C-Rack, and I'd love to make a new video with Navy Life side by side with Cake smoking C-Rack, and hope that she doesn't get something bad off the street or too much of it because of Navy Life's dumbass. So Hannah, if you happen to be listening to the recording or a replay or you're on the outside, just know that the people that you mod and enable, you're just like them because you lied, you got caught, and there won't be a day that goes by that I don't remind you lied on the people who tried to help you for over a year. Because this isn't the first time we've talked about you. It's not the second time we had a conversation with you or the third time. And if you ever want to box up, I can show you screenshot for screenshot where we had conversations with you trying to help you understand this isn't a game. Kindness isn't weakness. And you can't just treat anybody any old way. We talk about how this is just an app, but there's real world consequences for when you do something stupid like give an addict money. Because when officials come looking, you're not Hannah Panda. You have a real name attached to that account. And one day there's going to be a precedent set out there when somebody unfortunately does get too much of something or something bad off the street and they're no longer here, your name's going to be attached to it with the Cash App that you sent. Okay, Birdie. Okay, so she was invited, but blocked the person that she was invited to. This is a twofer. This is Becky Fortney, where you'll see her Reddit up at the top, and her moderator, Glamorous Granny. Glamorous Granny's been around a long time with Kimberly Peters. Same rhetoric. Why do people care what you do with your money? Why Do y'all care? Just scroll on. She can do what she wants. All the while, over the time, Glamorous Granny has gotten more vile herself. The things she says to people in Becky's chat now are horrific. She is saying, almost on the same level as Fun Mom of TikTok, saying those disgusting things to people, and then she blocks them so they can't even come back and say anything to her or talk to her. And now Becky's getting big and bad where she's like, well, I'm going to talk about it to my moderator. Because Becky seems to think that standing behind those moderators and her bad behavior and all the bad behavior from that family that's spewing out onto this app is appropriate. It's not. Glamorous Grammy, we've spoken on previously, where she was trying to be a moderator for Sheena, dropping big gifts to help her get that stupid fragment.
There's no way Becky's close to a fragment.
Did I say Becky? I meant Sheena. So Sheena never made her a moderator, but Glamorous Grammy continues to go over there and throw big gifts when she's not over there enabling Becky and telling her, drop this person. They're being mean. And she's blocking, she's basically, I don't understand it, but being power hungry with that little badge next to her name, blocking people. At any rate, Becky will be at probably 10,000 blocks before it's all over with. But she really thinks she's doing something. The other day, Carl was working on the car. Becky's 23-year-old son. He came in and he had oil on his hands. When he came in and said, look, Ma, I look like a... That video's out there. On live, just spewing hate, and Becky denies it. As a matter of fact, Becky lies about many things, but then comes on the app and acts dumb and says, is it begging if I ask you to pay for my internet bill so I can have a birthday party for my son? I don't know what to do with that clip, y'all. I can't post it on my page. We can't play it here. I don't know. I mean, we've tried to post things before. Like, I'm surprised there's a video on Birdie's page that has stayed up as long as it has. I don't know any other way around it. It is, you can hear it clear as day. Then you've got the husband in the background screaming and yelling.
Lazy Day said it's on her page.
Oh, okay, great. Everybody, the comment just left right there with Lazy Days. Follow that account so you can see the video. And that's one of the things that's important that you need to look for whenever you are following an awareness page. Do they put up receipts in the things that they're saying, or do they directly go and tell you where to find it? Because I promise you, over here, we're not ever going to tell you something that you cannot tangibly touch. Because if we don't have it, we don't speak on it. If we don't have it, we will go find somebody who will come up in a box and tell you where to go and find it. And I hope going forward that the community gets stronger by making sure that core belief always stays as a pillar here with us. Because it's not about what they look like. It's not about what they wear. It's not about what they drive, where they live. It has to do with their bad behavior. And when we put a reflection like a mirror on it, that's all that matters over here. Let their words, their digital footprints, speak volumes for this app. I can say all day long that I feel and my opinion, and they don't need to be doing this. But again, that's my opinion, and I will tell you my opinion and stand on it. But if I have a fact that I can share with you guys, I'm going to do so you can take it out into the rest of the community and show people. He said these words. He said, "Look, Ma, I'm turning into a..." That's not a joke that should ever be told, and that's not something that somebody just comes up with that just rolls off the tongue so easily. That's something that's ingrained in your household when you are an ignorant person speaking those words. So go to Lazy Days account, find it, share it out. But that's the kind of stuff that Becky sits on this app talking about. Is it begging if I have you pay my internet bill so I can give my son a birthday party?
Yes, it is.
So you've got racism, you've got animal neglect. On Becky's Reddit, there's pictures of the 2 little dogs. Those poor little dogs, y'all, had the ability to get taken care of, groomed and fixed and taken care of with their vaccines. And Becky turned OG Rescue down because she wanted a phone card. She wanted the cash. That dog, the picture of the 2 dogs that you'll see, but there's one little dog whose fur is so matted in the back legs with poop all over it because they don't get brushed and they don't get washed. The other little dogs' little eyes are all matted where their eyes haven't been wiped down. Animal neglect, racism, terrible behavior on this app, and stolen valor. Type her name up at the top of the TikTok search bar. There are subject matter experts that specifically post those problematic videos for you to use to message people who don't know. I always tell you guys that there are some out there that names that live on my page that please don't waste your time because you're missing other people that truly just scrolled in there off the FYP because you got people like Glamorous Granny out there clicking like her life depends on it, bringing people in to that bad behavior to condone and support racism, animal neglect, stolen valor, and inappropriate content online. Oh, that's a good point, Christina. I did. So we had a live a while back about DV. And it doesn't just have to be physical abuse for domestic violence. Words hurt too. And in that house, with the words that are used and thrown around so easily and so nonchalant, those hurt too. And we wouldn't even be speaking on it if it wasn't for the fact that it's in our faces every single time Becky goes live. So there's always an incident, something that's going on. And she's always complaining about the haters. She even had the audacity to say, and I'll post it later, where she's like, I got good clout. I got good clout. They want my clout. No, Becky, we don't want your clout. The people that are over in the chat are recording and reporting what you're doing so we can hopefully bring awareness to your bad behavior and your family's bad behavior that you're spewing out all over the app.
And anyways, I want Boo Bear clout.
Your bestie?
Yep.
Boo Bear.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, we're going to get fired up with this one. You guys may have to tap quite a bit through this one. The last time that Boo Bear went live, she said that she was in a domestic violence situation and she needed to get out. This is after she had already talked about how she needed money for toilet paper. And you know, I get so tired of putting out some heavy videos that I decided to make a funny video. Let's hear it for the toilet paper. Because it's all the same with Boo Bear. She lies about every single thing.
Yeah.
She lied about being allergic to water. She has lied about being a gang member. She has lied about using somebody else's tragedy for Cash App donations that go directly to her Cash App. And then Checkmate caught the end of her live stream. And Checkmate, if you want to take that away.
I really don't.
Okay. At the end of the live stream, she said, I might as well just go and pay myself. I'm not getting any money. If there's anybody here that's struggling with mental health, I want you to know that 988 is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. You have to know that you're important to all of us here and that we see you always. But for somebody like Boo Bear, who lies about everything and throws around the mental health aspect for money, is disgusting and it's not okay. There are people genuinely who only get out of bed every day because they have animals and kids that they have to take care of. That's the only reason they're still here. And she wanted $20 on her Cash App so badly that she was willing to use mental health as a cash grab.
One of the worst parts about it was she told everybody at the end that it was all their fault, that she was going to unalive herself. Yeah, she begs every day, whether it be here or another app. It's every day.
And that's one of the reasons why, we do different things to keep people's interest, because we can get up on here and we can talk about how they lied about this and they lied about that. And it's always going to keep you on your toes, but we find different ways to keep you interested. We find different ways to make it funny, because sometimes when you sit back and you look at all the things that people throw money at people for, you sit back and say, you just cannot make this shit up. Where's everybody's head? Why haven't you sat back and read the room? She's on here sometimes 2 and 3 times a day with something different each time she comes on. 1 minute she's telling you that her and Stan, that she has left him. The next minute she's posting on a digital footprint where she's saying on Facebook that she is trying to raise money for an old man and his dog, knowing that it's about Stan and her little dog. She wants to raise money for the toilet paper. She wants to raise money for her friend Renee. She wants to go to Chick-fil-A.
Don't forget about her child.
And her 6-year-old child. She now says, I was talking about my dog. Really? Does the dog need juice and hamburger meat? And buns and bread and milk? You're a liar, Boo Bear. And you can change your name as many times as you want. You're still the same liar. And we're going to find more and more interesting ways to post. But that clip that Hope has, that clip that Checkmate has, and many of you others have, where she says that disgusting phrase where she has used mental health as a cash grab, that needs to go everywhere. And she needs to be held accountable for it, because you guys remember that in September, she said that she tried to unalive herself and she spent days in the hospital fighting for her life, and it was touch and go. And she didn't know if she was going to make it, and that her family was looking into our IP addresses and was going to hold somebody accountable for it. And Birdie put up the screenshot in which she was posting daily on Facebook. Now, how the hell are you posting daily on Facebook but fighting for your life in the hospital because you were bullied? Get the fuck out of here.
I'm pretty sure she said her brother was a cop too, correct?
Yes. The brother that she says now, when you ask her, do you have family that can help you? No, they don't talk to me. So it's always just a crapshoot with her lies.
Yeah, she's a habitual liar.
Yes.
I don't think there's a line she won't cross for $20.
That's right. So thank you all, whenever you're posting videos about Boo Bear, that you continue to use hashtag Boo Bear, because that's where mostly that we know her from. Her name is now Lovely Lady, but using those hashtags when you make your videos for people, thank you for doing that. Okay, Birdie.
On to the next shit show. Oh, Lord. Here's Ashley.
Yes. So, in the beginning of the broadcast, we talked about how people come on here and they look into the camera and they're just here to vent. I'm just here to vent about my bad day. I just want to talk about what's going on in my life. But all the while saying, tap the screen, share the live, get some more people in here, and then trying to push out the tears about how stressed out they are. And Ashley started her live with, I'm just here to vent, but I've been doing DoorDash all day long, and I've only made a little bit of money, and I've just been at it all day. I'm so tired. And someone asked her in the chat, so do you have a day job and you're doing DoorDash as a side job? Oh yes, I have a day job where I work from home. I work for TurboTax. Somebody needs to correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't this the busy time of year? She said that they were cutting her hours and that it was hardly any work. Is that accurate?
People need to understand that TurboTax is an online tax company. They don't really have people that help them. It's pretty much a self-service.
Oh, okay.
It's not like H&R Block or Jackson Hewitt, or what is that, Liberty or whatever it's called. TurboTax doesn't really have that kind of deal.
Oh, okay. So the whole time she's got her face in the camera and she's talking about how she's so put upon because she has to do Uber because she can't do DoorDash too, because she showed the picture and used her sister's account and the pictures didn't look good. Guys, I want you to know she's got a sister. It's her twin. So they're already doing something deceptive. And they lost that account, so she can't do DoorDash, but she can do Uber, and she's frustrated with the amount of tips that she's making. She says it took her an hour and a half to do a delivery. And
How is she doing DoorDash? She's never had a vehicle.
Well, she was sitting in one the other night.
That's interesting.
And so she was talking about how they got whatever, their account got canceled or whatever because she took a picture of her sister or her sister's ID or something, and I guess they found out and it didn't match or something. And so she couldn't do that. They told her no. But she was doing Uber Eats, and supposedly she lives in this small town and she's only making peanuts basically for the DoorDash or Uber. But then you heard the door open and you hear her get out of her car and go and tell the little girl to get inside. She was sitting outside in her car at her house, but all the while saying she was Uber eating. She said she signed up for Amazon Flex. She signed up for Spark. She did all the things that she was supposed to, which sounded good to everybody because she wanted gas money. Which normally, guys, we've always told you before that she usually comes on and begs for money for food. This time it was gas money. So she goes and she puts the little girl inside and she's like, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I feel like a horrible mother. And the people in the chat were eating her up. They're like, wait a minute. You let your daughter inside the house? And she had just completed telling us that the grandmother lives with her and has dementia and that she has to go and buy diapers for the dementia-ridden grandmother, and it's so hard for her, and that she's got a nurse that comes and handles those things, but she goes through the diapers so quickly. And they're eating her up in the chat saying, so you let your daughter in the house with somebody who's sick and doesn't know? And she, of course, bit back. You know, she's not in bed. She's not bedridden. She just has dementia. She can still do something sometimes. But she's in the car crying about how pitiful her life is and how badly she feels like a bad mom. And she's like, I let her sleep in the car while I was doing Uber Eats today, and I got her a $5 Happy Meal. Begging for gas money, but bought the little girl a $5 Happy Meal. And then the next night she came on and said, I'm still begging for money to get gas and I need help. And then the little girl comes in the car and she's like, I have $5 if you want to go get a Happy Meal. Put the $5 in the gas can, in the gas tank. Where's the critical thinking skills for people like that? Where did it go? So then we get Lori. Lori strolls into the chat. Lori's name used to be Carolina Girl. Her @ is Blue Bird. Blue_bird. Lori's from us. Lori is from our people. Lori says, I've got a gas gift card that I can give you. It's online. After Ashley has already previously scammed people Food for Families, and one of our own with Christine, who didn't know any better, thought she was helping people. Now Ashley periodically comes on and begs for money and takes advantage of people. Then Ashley gets on and comes in here and quotes vents to tell us about her bad day and her bad life. Then somebody, one of our own, goes into the chat, offers her a $25 gas card, and poof, she's gone. But she'll be back. Because that never fixes the situation when you band-aid it with the money that you should use for your local community. Lori, Carolina Girl, Bluebird. You mean to tell me that some domestic violence shelter couldn't have used that $25 for gas for the ladies at the shelter that need to go to the store once a week? Or gas for the church bus in your local community? That somebody who had scammed families, Food for Families, the little icon up at the top there where Birdie's box is, Food for Families, where she has scammed people for money. Just throw money at her.
Ashley is a long-time beggar. The Food for Families was her biggest scam, though.
And Ashley is notorious for using that little girl
Absolutely.
When she was supposedly venting, she was talking about how I feel like such a bad mom. I feel like such a bad mom. All the while talking about that little girl.
And I think it's important for people to understand that there's nothing wrong with her. She can absolutely get up and do a 9 to 5 job. She chooses not to. She used to lay in the bed and beg every single day. Just laying there in a hotel room, in the bed, doing absolutely nothing to better her life. She actually did the Food for Families scam out of a hotel room while laying in a bed, and people sent money. That's the wildest part. They sent money to that.
And she had people up in the box like Jeremy and others that got up in the box and condoned that behavior, helping her scam people. Good, kind-hearted people who knew what it was like to be hungry, cold, tired. Up in that box condoning a scam. Because why? Because they didn't do their research. They didn't ask questions. They didn't use their critical thinking skills. Okay, Birdie. Ooh.
I don't know anything about her. I haven't watched her yet.
So this one is going to be one that you guys have seen. Tooth Fairy is the most prominent person that I'm seeing post about her. This screenshot is courtesy of him. Apparently, she used to be a dancer, and her previous videos are showing where she's like digging in her purse or in an envelope and it's full of cash. And there are enablers in the video saying stuff like, that was a long time ago, she got fired, she's on hard times. But she's on all day long. And she's begging for money, and she will straight up tell you, I'm no different than somebody sitting on the street with my hand out. I'm just doing it digitally. She has no desire to get off her ass and go and hustle and do something when people are bringing it to her. She'll tell you. And you have people that go in there and say, you're doing such a good job, which makes her behavior worse and more entitled. So why would she want to do better for herself when it's basically being delivered to her with her face in the phone, sitting on that bed? And make no mistake, that screenshot right there, that's all you see. That shot right there is all you see all day long with her live.
Yeah, every video I've seen is pretty much the same view. She looks rather young. Does she not work?
Everything that I've seen is she used to be a dancer. She broke her arm, and then now she's
this is the one with the cast, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, she has a broken arm, but she can't work?
Guess not.
Wow. All right. Well. Lord.
So when you guys are making videos on her, or you need to find some content to be able to tag people with, or if they're asking questions about it, please go to Tooth Fairy's account and then use that Luna Delight hashtag, because we're going to be seeing a lot more.
Is Leona Blackberries? I haven't seen her in a while. Is she selling coloring pictures again?
Okay. There'll be more to come with this one as we get more familiar.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe she was back selling pictures she colored. Or needing $1 for a soda. You bought 3 of those pictures. I bet you fucking do. You have them framed on your wall. With love, Leona.
At the end of them, berries? Birdie?
Yeah, that's all you gave me.
I didn't. Ladybug, could you comment it again, please? That's it?
All right. Record time.
I do want to tell everybody, if you don't follow the Penny Fairy, please follow him. He's working really hard on slowing down Jordan's cash flow, and he's been streaming her in the mornings. So if y'all could go in there and support him, that would be great.
As always, it is about the amount of information that we put out. If we say it, we can back it up. If there is something that we need a little bit more emphasis on, let us know so we can focus better on getting the information where it needs to go.
Ladybug says they have it on video on their page of Luna, correct, Ladybug?
Awesome.
Yeah, Penny Fairy does really great lives. He's a good guy.
So, Ladybug just commented there, so that's the account you'll need to follow to see that video.
Oh, she says no, I just have it. I didn't post it. Whoops, sorry.
Oh, we're just shouting you out, Ladybug. Sorry about that.
Anyway, she does do great awareness videos. Check her page out.
Yes. And it all starts with we couldn't do what we do without the simple structures of just the basics. You can't just scroll into somebody's room and say, oh, they're begging for money. No, you sit back and you read the room and you see and you watch for patterns. It's, last week we talked about patterns. This week we talk about structures of the beg. I came on here. I'm just here to vent, but I'm going to dry beg. I'm not really here to vent. I'm here to see if some dummy's going to roll in here and say, I've got a storage unit I'll pay for you for, or I've got a gift card that I'll give you, which taught them nothing. It taught them nothing because she was frustrated that she was sitting in the car and she was going to need to have to hustle to go outbeat any other drivers to go and get these orders. Or if the person only wanted to tip her $5, that's $5 more than what she would have had because previously, you just heard Checkmate say, she didn't have a car before. Now she does. So now that was one of the reasons why reading the room was so important is she needs gas money now because always before her beg has always been about food. Now is it going to always be about gas? Stay tuned. There's going to be more and more people that we're going to come across, and if you think they're new, a quick search at the top of the TikTok search bar will tell you if they're new or not. You're not going to be able to message somebody and you just scroll across, kind of like with Luna, and say, is she new? Has she been around? Have you seen her? But there'll be someone out there, someone who saw something that caused them concern when they read the room. We're not going to post somebody just because we saw them one time, kind of like with these enablers. We're not going to go and ask questions to somebody and ask them, why did you give them money? Why did you gift them? If it's the first time they did it, because they may not know. But if it's somebody like Bonnie Sims and Glory and Jesse Fields, Navy Life, who are doing it over and over and over, let people know and skip over them and go on to the people that you just saw that are brand new in the chat. Those are the people that don't know. Hey, Chelsea. But if we attack them on the first time that they've given money or the first time that they've gifted, why the hell would they want to come over here and learn anything from us if they're going to get attacked? The only time I get fired up is when somebody lies to me or they continue to play in y'all's face and take up your time, your valuable, precious time, because that's one of the hottest commodities that we have over here. We have our daytime jobs. We have our family lives that we're taking care of, and then we're coming on the app on our free time to help people on our free time. So if I can help you guys with just 30 seconds or a minute of your time, not wasted on somebody like Navy Life or Glory or Jesse Fields or Roy Boy, and get a message that's tied up your time to message them so you can go and message someone that's new, that's what I want to do.
Let's not forget about Papa.
And Papa. She is
Papa.
awful. And see, she runs around here and says, Checkmate and Fallon hate me. No, Papa, we don't. We hate the fact that you don't care about human life. You only want your name shouted out in the worst kind of way. Just like Jason. Jason's running around this app, has been enabling since the early days of Lisa Richard. Because he said he likes to watch her crash out. Dropping galaxies. He's only now just grown a spine to where he reaches out in the chat and starts criticizing the people that are in the boxes. He gave Jordan Paul money last week. I think it was only $5, but $5 is $5 enough to get something bad off the street or too much of something. Way to go, Jason. You're a real man. But doesn't hesitate to come over here and try to get in our lives and sit here and listen to our words. For what reason? So I do want to caution you guys tonight about these people that you see their names, Jason, Glory, the ones that are making fake accounts about us. They're just wasting their time, but they're doing it to get a rise out of you and take time away from you going and talking to the people that are on this app that are joining every day. Berries, what is that number? That number that you always magically spit out that join TikTok every day. That's how Jordan Paul continues to get her money. The amount of awareness on Jordan Paul is mind-boggling, how people still continue to give her money. But it's because people want to see something wild happen on live, and they hope that they're responsible for it. So when the precedent is set, when they find out who it is that's giving the money off the cash apps, and people are starting to be held accountable for it, I want to see who's laughing and thumb thugging then. Until then, ignore Glory and Roy Boy, Jesse Fields, Jason, and keep communicating about these fake accounts that are running around trying to pretend to be us. You'll know that it's us because we don't hide. If I've got something to say, you best believe I'm going to come in this box and say it with my whole chest. Checkmate, Birdie, Amber, Berries. But Glory, she wants to be real big and bad in the comments. Jason wants to be big and bad from his mama's basement. Papa thinks she's got something going on because she's big and bad, running around here saying that we hate her. I don't hate you. I hate the fact that you don't value human life, because all life is valuable. 278 people a day pass away from drug overdoses, and you're helping that statistic go up. I don't know how people lay their heads on their pillows at night and think that putting that out in the universe to know that you actually hurt somebody and took away something that was precious as life because you thought it was funny and entertainment. It's disgusting. But you're not making our job harder. You're just making us go harder because it's that much more important for us to put the right information out at the right time. And we're going to keep doing it. Every like, every comment, every video, every share, every time you go into a live stream and support it, that's you guys being solid. And you're the reason that we continue to do this and come in here with a great big heart and have the courage to do it because of you guys. I'm going to close out by saying this. There's no reason that anybody should ever walk around here and gatekeep any information that you guys have. There's no reason to be deceptive to go and get it. There's no reason to hurt somebody to go and get this information. This is an app, but don't gatekeep the information. Put it out. Give it to as many people as you can because you never know who you're going to be able to help. They're going to continue to lie. I know you guys get tired of hearing some of these same names over and over, and they're always going to come back. They always come back to this app. We're never going to stop it. We can slow it down, but the only way to slow it down is to put out as much information as we can. And don't ever gatekeep it and be stingy with it, because it's their reflection, it's their behavior. We're just fitting it back to them with a digital footprint. I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you for always being solid. And I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Next week. Tomorrow's Friday, thank goodness. Okay, y'all. Well, we appreciate everybody coming in tonight. My mods, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much for coming and doing this every week. We appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you all have a great weekend if we don't go live, but you never know with us. Trivia. I'm going to get Birdie on that. We're going to get it going. We really need to have it. Trivia night would be great. Like I said, please, if you don't follow Penny Fairy, please follow him. He is working hard on getting Jordan Paul's money slowed down. Not to mention his lives are really funny with the music and the dancing. I appreciate each and every one of you. You guys have a great night, and we're going to see you real soon. Good night, everybody.